So that little stunt really had me on edge.
We have the little DVD player in the tow truck, and one of my favorite movies is, of course, The Langoliers, Stephen King based novel. And for whatever reason, something's wrong with Dougie, and he doesn't appreciate it the way that I do.
God, I hate that movie.
So, like, he hates Craig Toomey. He thinks Craig Toomey is this hater. Hates him. Hates the movie, hates the guy.
So tired of that. I used to love The Langoliers, but Mark plays this movie every time we get in the rollback, and he backs it up to where the little girl screams, and I just can't take it anymore.
Because I know somebody hates something, I double down on it. So in this particular case, there's a scene in there where the girl screams. Since Doug always puts earplugs in when he's in the truck, at this moment, he's not suspecting it now.
Mark loves to make loud noises, and he knows I hate it.
Yeah, maybe it is sick, but I personally get a lot of joy out of it, as weird as that is. A lot of joy. Real joy, too. Craig Toomey!
Mark is lucky. I was able to bring the Super Bee around, put it up on the hoist so we can inspect it.
So we know we got an old crusty car. This is kind of what I expected. Now, when I looked at the underside of the car, I was able to assess that the tank is in such bad shape. Here's the tank, and you can see clearly, first off, it's not its first rodeo, so to speak. The thing's been caved in by something, but it's not a big deal. It's more my concern right here, where you physically can tell that it's leaking fuel. So that's with 50-year-old varnish fuel in it. We'd never be able to get the varnish fuel out of it. And even if we did get it out and we put new fuel in, it's gonna pour out like a sieve. So at that point, it's not worth dumping gas into it and trying to get the fuel pump to do its job. It's easier just to bottle feed it. Because again, all I want to do is get the engine running. It doesn't have to run long. We just have to show that you can drag this old hole in and make it run, and use your imagination that with a little more parts and a little more money, you could actually get it on the road. If you just look, you can see that the whole car is in dire straits, from the rotten body, rotten frame rails, moving forward to the rear step wells that are completely rotted out with the seatbelt hanging, might add. This is what we usually have. Rotten main floors, floors that you could put your feet through like Fred Flintstone. Headers that have apparently, over the years, rotted completely off of the car, and at the collector point, this is not cut with a torch, this is broken off from rust. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. So with that, I'm gonna let Doug lower it down and put a compression gauge on it and see if we can get this thing to crank over and create any kind of compression at all. So the very first thing we have to do in this situation, before I invest any time into making sure that it has spark or it has gas or has compression, is that the engine isn't frozen solid. That's one of the things that we run into a lot when cars set. The piston rings will freeze in the cylinders or seize. The crankshaft, if it doesn't have oil in it, will seize to the bearings. We've got to make sure we can get a revolution out of it, or two or three, before we go to the next step. All right, we got the A-team here getting ready to see if this thing will crank over. Doug, the first thing I would like you to do, Royal, should you assist him if he needs it? If not, cheer him on. I want to put a breaker bar in a socket. What size is that socket?
1.25 inches.
Can I go look at it first? 1.3/16?
Sure, go look at it.
1.3/16?
Picks it up every single day and uses it.
They're not all the same.
Every single day.
Royal wins.
1.3/16.
1.25
1.25 inches.
Royal got it.
My bad.
Most everyone knows me already. I've been here since the beginning. But for those who don't, I am Royal Yoakum. I am Mark's best friend. Mark and I have been friends since we were 14. He used to cut high school and go over and work on motorcycles at his house. Then, of course, it just developed into cars. So naturally, we became gearheads.
I would like you to put that on there, and we're going to see if it'll crank over by hand. By hand. If it will make 360, I want you to do another 360. We're listening for clanks, clunks, and things that can go bad. The motor is a 72 or 3 cast iron crank. Nobody cares about it. This is more for fun, to see if the old A-team can get a car running.
I like working with these guys because I don't get a chance very often to come over and spend time and actually work on something. So yeah, we had a blast. It reminded me of old times.
You can go.
Oh, I
there it
cannot.
goes.
Why would it do that? That's insane. I've had so many of them not do that.
Very nice.
I'm at a very fortunate part in my life where I can do something like this, call up my buddies, call Royal, say, get your butt over here. I want to do something fun, and know that they're all willing to do it. Nice. Look at
Oh,
that.
look at that. I don't believe
Cranky
it.
crank.
Oh, ooh. That did not sound good, did it?
Could have been the starter letting go. Might have
Yeah.
been the Bendix or something in
That's
there.
true.
Who knows? It's been
Yeah.
30 or 40 years. The license rusted off of it.
Whoa!
Careful.
I didn't break it. It's so nice having Royal over to work with us. We've had so many great memories together. It's like getting together with family again. Actually, it's better than getting together with family. Nobody expects anything from each other. I didn't expect that either. I figured she was...
Oh, God. You hear that remain seal? Something just squeaking like hell in there. You think if it's doing that, that thing will crank over? If it
Yeah.
will, I would love to crank it over. That's a good sign. See, Royal's good luck. Okay, so right now we have an engine that cranks over manually. We saw that with our own two eyes. Royal is letting it down so that we can put a battery in it and check out the cables.